All right, guys, this is page 38. Remember, I have a lot of you telling me that you need help on page 34. I already posted a video of page 34. I'm not giving you guys the answers. If you're watching the video and listening to what I'm telling you to do, you should be able to fill out the whole sheet and get it 100% correct. I'm not going to sit here and write the answers for you to copy down because then you're not learning anything and you're not doing it for yourself. So you really, really, really need to start listening to the videos and doing the work on your own. See the video for page 34 posted on Resource Google Classroom. I will now help you with page 38, which we're doing percent error. Remember, if you're doing percent error, it's the absolute value of the difference. So you're subtracting two values and then you're dividing by the actual value and then you are multiplying by 100. This is the formula. If I were you, I would be writing this on my paper right now so I don't forget. The directions say, use your understanding of percent error to answer the questions below. Be sure to show your work. Students in the science lab are measuring the mass of an object on a triple beam balance. The object has a mass of 38 grams. This is the actual weight. The actual weight is 38 grams. Complete the table below with the absolute and percent error for each of the students' measurements. Round your answer to the nearest tenths place. So they want to know the absolute error. In order to find just the error, the difference between the two numbers, you are subtracting. So for this one, to find the absolute error, you are doing 40 minus 38. And you are going to write it right here. I will do the first one with you. 40 minus 38, I could do it in my calculator or I could do it in my head. I get 2. Remember, you can do 38 minus 40. In your calculator, you will get -2, but the absolute error is always a positive. So you will always get a positive number for the absolute error. Now, over here in the text box, we have to do the difference. I'm going to make this a smaller font, which is 2, and it's 2 over, and now we have to do the actual value. The actual value is 38. So I'm doing 2 divided by 38, and then times 100. You will have to do that in your calculator. 2 divided by 38 times 100. All right, and this is the work that you have to show. I will walk you through the next two, but I'm not writing anything down. Do not ask me for help on them. Listen to what I'm telling you and do the work on your own. So now for Iris, you have to find the difference by subtracting 38 minus 34. Whatever you get, you put here. That number goes on the top and you're dividing by the actual value, which is 38 grams, and then you will multiply by 100 and see what it equals. All right, for HB, same thing, 41 minus 38. What do you get? You write it here. Put that number on the top. You're dividing by the actual value, which is 38 grams. You will then times by 100 and see what you get. In order to order the students, Danielle, Iris, and HB, the most accurate measurement will be the smallest percent error. So whatever number is the smallest, that person's name will go first. Whatever number comes next, that person's name will go second, and the person with the biggest number or the largest value will go last. On question number 2, a birthday party planned for 20 people, but 17 actually attended. So 20 people is what they planned for, 17 people is who actually came. You will have to follow this formula. The difference between the two numbers, which means you have to subtract 20 minus 17 equals how much? You will put that number on the top, and how many people actually came? That's 17. So you're putting the difference here. I'm going to write a minus sign so you know that you have to subtract those two numbers. That goes here, divided by 17 people that actually came, and then you are multiplying by 100. That will give you your percent. You put it in the answer box. All right. Question number 3, each bag of cereals should contain 350 grams. That's how much it needs to contain. A box was selected at random and weighed 342 grams. What is the percent error? So for this one, we will highlight 350 and we will highlight 342. Again, we need to find the difference by subtracting those two numbers. I'm putting a minus sign here so you remember that you have to subtract those two numbers and put it on the top. The box actually weighed 342 grams. That's what you have to put here. And then you will times it by 100 to see what you actually get. Question number 4, the distance around a neighborhood is 4 miles. When clocking it with an odometer, the distance was 3.8 miles. So what we're going to be doing is the distance around a neighborhood is 4 miles. When clocking it with an odometer, the distance was 3.8 miles. So we're going to highlight 4 because it's 4 miles. That's how much it should be. But when clocking it with an odometer, it's actually 3.8 miles. We have to, once again, find the difference between 4 minus 3.8. You're going to put that here. I'll write the minus sign so you remember that you have to minus those two numbers. And then you're putting the actual length here at the bottom. Then you're going to times by 100. All right. And then question number 5. A postage box should weigh 1 pound. If there is a 5% error on the weight, what is the range of acceptable weight? So this one is written a little bit differently. First things first, you have to change the percent to a decimal. So you move that decimal, visible decimal point over 2, and you get 0.05. All right, so what we have to do is... So really quick, I know I stopped right in the middle of explaining this one. Going back to number 4, Miss Dolph, I just talked to her with her. What is that? Okay, there we go. She is telling me that 4 is the actual distance. So 4 will actually be the number that goes on the bottom. So fix that one. If you did it the other way around, you have to do 4 minus 3.8. That number goes up here. And 4 is supposed to be the actual distance. So you're putting that on the bottom. You're dividing those two and timesing it by 100. All right. So back to number 5, a postage box should weigh 1 pound. We already changed the percent to a decimal, 0.05. So now we're taking that percentage, and I'll do a text box here. We're doing 0.05 times 1, and we're getting a number. Once you get that number, you have to take 1 and you have to subtract by whatever number you got, 1 minus that number. And what does it equal? I'm not telling you the answer to that. You need to figure it out for yourself. And then you also have to do 1 plus that number. So that number also goes down here. And you also have to tell me what you get for that. Equals what? And that will be your range. Whatever you got for this to that. That's your range, those two numbers. So the range could be whatever you got for this number, to this number. And that's your answer. All right. So a range, when you write a range, you're just writing this number. It could be this number, or it could be this number to this number. You normally write a dash right there, but I don't want you to get it confused with a minus sign because it's not. So it's this number, whatever you got here, to this number, whatever you got here. Okay? And that should be it. I hope you guys paid attention. Please do not ask me for help on this. Please watch both videos carefully and make sure you get it done.